Alright guys, today we are continuing the series on off angles and movement techniques on Bay 5. And once again, you guys just choosing a random video. This one has 1,000 views. Again, thank you guys for the views. Only 1.1% of you guys are subscribed. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. And eventually, if I can make money from YouTube, you'll see more and more content around Arena. Bay 5 is such a fun map for movement. We're going to start off with easy jumps, mid-tier jumps, and then more advanced jumps as we go through the video. First little bit of movement is coming up here is very dangerous, especially if somebody's peeking what's called headshot from this angle up top. However, if you just simply run up this spot here and you just run forward, you could just run down onto this crate. You do not have to jump or anything, which allows you to keep a lot of momentum. If you were to run up this, walk down, and then just simply do a jump across, you can gain positioning on these boxes very easily. Doing this off of spawn allows you to grab a very quick angle right off the bat here, and you're able to peek over the top. So if anybody's coming to peek this angle, this nice off angle allows you to even kind of peek this connector. It is dangerous because you can get shot from both angles, but you're able to catch people off guard very easily. And if you want to be even safer, you can just run and jump off of this box to get on that barrel. Just got to make sure you probably stand still so that way you don't move around. But it makes it to where you're not left exposed just trying to mount up on top of this barrel, because somebody can probably very easily see you mount up while your gun is not ready. From here, if you really wanted to, you can even jump up top here, and then you can kind of try to take a little bit more positioning. Another cheeky little spot is there's this little target right here. You come up and around, you just simply run off onto the target and just stop moving. You can land on top of its head. This isn't really, it's a very niche scenario, but if somebody's really pushing like the spawn, you're able to hold a very weird off angle. Another very easy way to get ground is again by starting from fire escape. You can just easily jump up onto a dumpster here, and you can peek mid pretty easily from dumpster. Dumpster is a very good position, but it leaves you very exposed from people pushing these two angles. From fire escape, there is also this position over here. You want to jump down on this little ledge. You're able to catch people off guard that are peeking from hell underneath here, this little spot, as well as people kind of rotating in. Again, very niche angle. You might even be able to see a little bit of headshot from up top there, and maybe a few people pushing into Crate City. You can easily jump back up here. If you really want, you can grab this box. I still haven't found a great reason as to why you would get on this box. It is nice for pushing people from mid. You can make it to this fence from that box as well, which would serve as a decent way to catch people off guard coming from mid. But again, very niche scenario, not a huge reason to even kind of take this fence position. I've just switched to checkpoint because this map is a lot more open in both teamfight, blast gang, and checkpoint. Obviously, with fire escape, you can easily just grab dumpster and then jump up top onto the crates here. Now this jump is pretty simple too. Just jump right on top here. You can see the entire map from on top of Crate City. So we have fire escape here. If you go over this way, we have smuggle. This is what's called smuggle, this empty crate. And past that is going to be slanted green. Slanted green is very nice because it gives a lot of different angles. Going up slanted green, we can come around here and you have very easy access to get on top of these crates. This allows you to actually transfer to get over to fire escape. So you are able to get on these boxes and climb up. And now we're able to look at fire escape and go back to these angles. The downside is, again, you cannot go back from the way you came. Back to slanted green. And then from here, you can even jump on top of slanted green. This gives you pretty easy access to peek somebody that's headshot right here. Or anybody that's, you know, potentially in Crate City or coming from the other site. And then the quicker way up slanted green to get a good vantage point is by coming around here, and then you can jump up top. This leaves you a little less exposed and allows you to still grab a good amount of verticality. I also consider this a pretty easy jump. You can get on top of this top green crate here, and you're able to just do a normal jump and you can get on top of this spot as well. This is pretty nice because it allows you to just move around and see a little bit into the enemy spawn. It just gives you a nice little off-angle advantage point to people potentially pushing you through Crate City. And of course, you have the classic up fire escape, where you can just kind of spam jump up top here. It allows you to gain really easy access to running through here. Another pretty simple jump, almost like it's kind of simple and mid-tier, is running and jumping kind of onto the box that allows you to get into smuggle here. You just have to be careful of this little platform right here, this kind of like crate opening, because it is a slightly more elevated surface. So you can't jump at the end of the platform very easily. You kind of have to run around the outside. That allows you to jump normally. Again, you can make it fully into smuggle if you're pretty quick. Otherwise, if you land on the crate, just spam jump until you're able to get up into smuggle. It is also much faster than vaulting. So whenever you're trying to get into smuggle, just try to spam jump here. You are able to jump from this crate by dumpster to get back up here. Also easily get into smuggle this way. Another way you can get up to slanted green is by running up this wooden ramp here. And again, this allows you to get really easy access to the top of this area and top of slanted green. So it's also very simple. This is called parkour here. Parkour is pretty easy to get on top of. It allows you to kind of grab a little bit of a high ground. You also have to be careful of connector. You're not able to get on top of that box, so don't even try. Also, when spawning in this big warehouse, if you need a off angle for some reason, you can get up on this box, vault up here, and if you want to try to jump onto this box, you can. Again, not really necessary to do. You can't even really get on this, it seems. So, very useless, but if you need an off angle, there are options with these boxes back here. A very simple spot is if you are in the spawn inside of this kind of warehouse, the L-shaped warehouse. You're able to get on top of this little TV here. And then you can actually kind of peek through the windows. You're able to see people that potentially would be pushing your spawn. You can also sit on top of these boxes here. Just kind of keep vaulting up, moving around until you get up top here. You can easily see through a bunch of different windows, different angles. You are able to even actually get on top of this kind of little sandbag area. You're able to kind of vault good enough or just jump. Kind of get on top of this spot here. Not a huge advantage point, but again, if they're really pushing your spawn crazy hard, this might be a little kind of good off angle to hold. A little cheeky spot is if you go up to the wheel of this car, you're able to vault on top of it. From here, something a little more difficult is jumping up and getting on top of this door. You're not able to get on top of this red box, but you can see a little bit into their spawn, but not really. It's a very weird off angle. If we push into A site here, this side has a lot of different off angles. It's actually pretty deadly to push this site, mostly because you can get on top and people can sit on these spots. They can easily, you can only see their head. You're able to quickly move and rotate onto this box if you need to, or another really easy off angle. I don't think you're able to get up top anywhere else in here, but it's still very dangerous. From headshot side, you can easily gain access to parkour here. Just do a sprinting jump. You're able to get up top. This is relatively decent, but because people are able to push this so quickly from their spawn, it's not even really advantageous to try to grab this. Unless you come up to peek this angle, you don't see anybody, you can quickly jump up over here. Then if anybody peeks this angle, you have a very, very good off angle, and you're able to grab people that are trying to push through this side. If you then want to push even further, you can just do a normal jump, and then another normal jump. I did a sprint jump, but you can easily get over to slanted green. That allows you to then try to peek whoever is grabbing fire escape, and maybe anybody else that's grabbing any other off angles or hiding in their spawn. That's pretty much it for easy level jumps. I'm going to move on to medium level difficulty. Things will be a little bit harder, but they're still pretty feasible. Might be a bit easier to kind of try to run closest to this wall. So that way when you turn and jump, you can grab this white box here. This might be a little bit faster. It might be a little more consistent with this jump. This also allows you to gain really quick access to get up on top of this platform here, which I'll show. Again, this will take practice. I'm not even getting this on my first try. I got that on my first try. But again, you're able to quickly gain access to heaven And you could push anybody who might be camping in hell. So yeah, definitely try to get this jump down because it allows you to quickly move around. And then even if somebody's peeking up top here in Crate City and you're able to just kind of quickly maneuver, grab this box and peek them this way, you would probably get a massive advantage over that person. Once you're up top here, you can easily just run down, jump across, jump in here, peek inside this area. Then if you need to, you can jump back across as well. This line of green is just very strong because if you're able to push through, get on top of parkour, grab this, and push across here. I think you're able to do a jump that allows you to get up into headshot. Up top here, do a sprint jump, and you're able to get up top into headshot. But if you're headed from slanted green, again, you can get on top of this box here, jump across. You can then get on this box, and you're able to jump up here. This gives you very easy access to get into a Crate City. If you know nobody is in green crate as well, you can just easily run up this ramp and grab, again, these boxes here, which allows you to just start all of those different jumps and movement. When you're coming up here, just be careful of this slightly elevated ledge. Because again, if you are running to jump off of it, it might stop your momentum and it might prevent you from even jumping too. So just make sure that you're trying to grab this kind of outer spot so that way you can jump more consistently on top of these different areas. Top here in green crate, you want to try to push into Crate City. You're able to jump off here and you can land on the sliver of the door here to make sure that you can kind of get across and get over to this area. You know, somebody's connector, again, you're up top here. You can kind of run off a green crate and try to catch them off guard by jumping off of this kind of green box. You know, somebody's kind of top mid here. You're in this area. You can actually even go up smuggle to get more information, jump across and do a little head turn so that we can potentially see if somebody's holding top mid or not. Alright, moving on to advanced jumps. This one is extremely difficult, and that's why I kind of, even though the previous jumps I showed were a little more difficult, and you could say that they're advanced jumps are just almost unreasonable to do, but they exist in the game. But if you do a sprint jump and you kind of try to angle it just at the right spot on the slanted crate here, you're able to get up on top of it. Oh my god, I can get so close. So I think you need at least like 20 strength to complete this jump. What I do is I line up with this green box here, kind of like these lines, and I vault up, and then I shoot for the kind of lower part of the ramp here. And you want to do a sprint jump, so you walk forward a step, then you sprint out, and you jump up. Oh. If you see anybody ever make this jump in an actual match, you need to throw your life away so they can stay alive, because this jump is so difficult. Alright, I want to say that I've made it a few times now. This jump is so frustrating. Another advanced jump is that one. I did not think I'd be able to make it. You're able to do a sprint jump, time it just right, with a little bit of strength, you can make it across here. You are able to actually make it back to this big box here. So I'd definitely say it's an advanced jump because it is not something simple to do. You could make it across in 2 jumps though from headshot, which is pretty nuts. As always, thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you found it useful. Let me know in the comments below which jump you guys like the most. If you like the simple jumps, medium jumps, or the hardest jumps. Well, more of these videos coming your guys' way, so stay tuned. Have a good one.